This is the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
I'm Stephen A. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do every weekday over the airways of ESPN Radio and ESPN News. 250-plus radio markets across the United States of America, from New York to L.A. Check your AM, FM local listings near you, plus ESPN Radio and Sirius XM Channel 80. Also, ESPN Radio simulcast over the live national television airways of ESPN News. Number to call up, as always, is 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts. Y'all got me today. Y'all got me today. I can't even front. I can't even front. Y'all got me today. I'm coming at you live from Los Angeles, California, because I'll be here. This is the site of the heavyweight championship fight, WBC fight Saturday night between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. But bottom line is, this day, on this particular day, more so than ever before, I should be in Dallas, Texas. Since I was at Texas Live yesterday doing First Take, my television show on ESPN every weekday from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time with Max Kellerman and Molly Karam. And obviously I do my radio show every weekday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. to noon Pacific. Because I do the radio show, and I did the radio show and the television show from Texas Live yesterday, because I was wearing a Drew Brees jersey, because I sat there and proclaimed adamantly and vehemently that not only the Dallas Cowboys would lose, but they would get stomped, but they would get beat down. Because I said those things. And I was so flagrantly wrong. The appropriate place for me to be would be in Dallas, but unfortunately business took me to another destination, a destination that I had arrived to in time to watch this game, having no idea whatsoever that I would see what I ended up seeing. To tell you that I am shell-shocked at what I witnessed last night take place at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, right outside of Dallas, would be a gross understatement. I never saw Alvin Kamara running for just 36 yards. Nor did I see him catching 8 receptions for just 36 yards either. I never saw Sean Payton just ignoring the fact that Mark Ingram was an additional running back he could have utilized. I never saw that Michael Thomas, an extraordinary wide receiver, would wilt beneath the pressure of Byron Jones and the Dallas Cowboys secondary. I never saw that Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram and Thomas and the rest of the crew would look like deers in headlights when going up against Dallas's secondary, Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch, the rookie. I never saw it. And I certainly never saw the great Drew Brees look so ordinary, so pedestrian, so pressurized to the point that he didn't resemble Drew Brees at all. 18 for 28 passing, just 127 yards. Only his third interception of the season he threw near the end of the game when they had an opportunity to go down for a game-winning drive. Sacked 2 times. And a quarterback rating of 71. Which, by the way, is more than 40 points lower than what Dak Prescott registered last night. Time of possession, 36-53 in favor of Dallas. It's just 23-07 for New Orleans. So you kept their offense off the field. They didn't have but so much time to do whatever. I knew that the Saints potentially, well, let me stop lying. I still didn't believe it. When the Saints went 3 and out to start the game, 3 incompletions, when the first 4 passes that Drew Brees threw were all incompletions, when he was on the verge of registering an incomplete pass in his first pass attempt, 5 pass attempts all season long. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see it. I really, really didn't. And because I did, I'm virtually speechless. I sit here before you today, a humbled man. Humbled because Dallas's defense is real. Dallas's defense is something. It's the joint. It's a different day, like Jerry Jones said when he alluded to it. You got some different cats. It's a different day in Dallas. This defense is legit. I cannot deny it. I cannot deny it. No matter how hard I try, I can't do it. DeMarcus Lawrence, your defensive end, opened his mouth, talked that talk, and then walked. He had a sack last night. He was in Drew Brees' face all night long. Tyrone Crawford was there. Malik Collins was there. Antoine Woods was there. And I talked to you about Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. And Awuzie is not something to behold as well. But this kid, Byron Jones, I mean, you got Anthony Brown, Heath and Woods. I get all of that. But this kid, Byron Jones, 27th overall pick in the 2015 NFL draft. He's 6 feet. Didn't look it. Looked a little bit different than 6 feet. He looked like a damn giant last night. And I ain't talking about the New York Giants. This brother looked like a Goliath last night. Jalen Smith, that hit on Kamara to keep him out of the end zone. That was another. Vander Esch was all over the place. Dallas had a goal line stand. They showed up. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think that this defense, which was ranked top 5 coming into the game, could do something like this against a Drew Brees that was the league leading MVP candidate, against an offense that was averaging a league high 37.2 points per game, against a team that had dropped 45 on the Rams, that had blitzed the Eagles 48-7. I didn't see it. I really, really didn't. And I certainly didn't see Drew Brees being humbled to this degree. So, for the moment, I will take a moment and give my props to the Dallas Cowboys. Their defense is real, y'all. Their defense is real. It's special. And when you consider the fact that the average age of its defense is 25, that its top 6 or 7 playmakers are 23 years of age or under, you're talking about a defense that could be incredibly formidable for years and years and years to come. This is something that's scary. This is something I can't deny. No matter how much I try, no matter how much I'm tempted to do so, knowing that Dallas Cowboy fans will come out of the wazoo because that's what they do, just like cockroaches. A nuclear bomb can drop on them and 3 things will survive: cockroaches, rats, and a Dallas Cowboy fan. It's who they are. They come out of everywhere. Make me sick. But this is their day. I'd love to sit up there and act like it's not. This is their day to neutralize the New Orleans Saints offense the way that they just did. I got to give props where props is due. And nobody else said it, but I'm going to. They punked New Orleans offense from the top on down. Sean Payton getting out of character, using challenges a bit too earlier to the point where he didn't have one late when Cole Beasley clearly did not get a first down. But they gave it to him anyway because New Orleans didn't have a challenge. Him taking the ball out of Drew Brees' hands on a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and deciding to run the football instead of throw it. These are things that were uncharacteristic of a Sean Payton until last night. But a defense with a front seven that gets in your face all night long, that closes and blocks gaps and camouflages them to the point where a 6-foot quarterback has to look over them, knowing it would be more difficult for him to do so, that we can't ignore that. We can't summarily dismiss that. That's what happened. That's undeniable. What happened? But that's on the defensive side of the ball. And that's why, even though I spent the first 10 minutes of this show eating my crow, acknowledging my mea culpa, recognizing the fact that this day belongs to the Dallas Cowboys and their fans, if you think for 1 second this changes my position as to what you guys are going to do come playoff time, you got another thing coming. You must be smoking something. I don't give a damn what the Cowboys did last night. You're lucking up too. Alex Smith's gone for the year. The Giants stink. The Eagles are a shell of themselves, even though I still give the Eagles an outside chance. Let's see what they do. At the end of the day, I will have the last laugh. I will have the last laugh. And as this show progresses today, I'll tell you why. 888, say ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. But before I get to any of that, let me tell you how devastating this loss is for the New Orleans Saints, in my opinion. See, we watch New Orleans, okay? And in watching the New Orleans Saints lose this game to the Dallas Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen, it's not all about losing. It's how you lose. If New Orleans had lost this game 40-37 or 35-31 or something like that, ladies and gentlemen, it'd be mere bag of shells. I wouldn't even be fazed by this. But that's not what happened. The New Orleans Saints, something far different, something far greater happened to them last night in this loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Your number 3 offense was humbled. And it got punked. Because the reason I use the word punked is because when you get punched in the mouth and punched in the face, and they keep punching you with you doing little to nothing about it, that's getting punked. That's what happened to the Saints. Defensively, they're 29th against the pass. They're number 1 against the rush. I thought they relatively neutralized Ezekiel Elliott, with the exception of the 21-yard run he had. The fact that he caught a screen and ran that in for a touchdown, that's about their passing attack. That's about their passing game, their passing defense, which they ranked 3rd worst in the entire NFL, 29th overall. Whether it's a screen, it's over the middle, or it's throwing in the direction of Eli Apple, Lattimore, or P.J. Williams. The bottom line is the secondary of the New Orleans Saints isn't that damn impressive, which is why primetime Deion Sanders came on First Take on television with me yesterday to explain why he was so desperately chagrined at the fact that the Saints didn't grab Patrick Peterson from the Arizona Cardinals. That's what they should have done. That's what they should have done. But they didn't do it. And instead they went the route of Eli Apple, who's no scrub, but is relatively young and got a bit exposed earlier on by the Cowboys, courtesy of the 40-yard pass to Gallup. And another pass to Cooper. He was on both of them. When you look at these New Orleans Saints, and you lose a game of this magnitude, you're not going to get home field advantage in all likelihood. You look at the Saints' schedule, they got Tampa Bay and Carolina, both road games, followed up by Pittsburgh and Carolina to end the season. Chances are you ain't going to beat Carolina twice. All right? You could win all 4, or you could win 3 of the 4. I'm predicting they'll probably go 3-1. I don't know if Pittsburgh will go to New Orleans and beat them. But I think that New Orleans is going to lose one of these games, which means they'll have 3 losses on the seasons. Chances are the Los Angeles Rams will not, which means that in order for the New Orleans Saints to get to the Super Bowl, they'll have to come to Los Angeles to pull that off, an NFC Championship game. And by the way, we can't assume that unless they handle their business in a divisional playoff game, which I believe they will, because whether it's Chicago or even the Dallas Cowboys, dare I say, I don't believe either team is going into New Orleans to beat the Saints. But they did show you what it takes to beat the Saints. Winners of 10 in a row, by the way, until last night. They did show you what it takes to beat the Saints. And I think that could spell doom for the Saints Super Bowl aspirations for the second consecutive year. They should not have lost this game. They still had a chance to win this game. And somehow, some way, Drew Brees couldn't get it done all night long. They had one good drive all night long. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect to see that. That is incredibly, incredibly unfortunate. 888 say ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. It is shocking, to say the least. It really is. Can't believe what I saw. Can't believe it. The Saints will recover to some degree. They'll get over this to some degree. But this is the kind of stuff that's going to happen. Shouldn't have happened. But in the end, the Dallas Cowboys defense is real. That's the takeaway from this game, ladies and gentlemen. The offense wasn't that great. There wasn't anything to write home about. But that defense is something special. And I am a fair-minded man. I have to give respect and fairness when it's due. I always liked Jalen Smith coming out of Notre Dame. Always liked him. Nasty knee injuries or whatever, but I always liked him. And Van Der Esch has impressed me. And Byron Jones is impressing me as well. And DeMarcus Lawrence, I got nothing to say. That brother backed up the talk. Major, major props to him. Not sold on the offense, though. And I still don't think the Cowboys are going to win a playoff game. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729